It's to be expected, but it's still funny when you see a promoter like Bob Arum, who has slagged off Dillian Whyte many times in the past, now coming out saying that Whyte is a big puncher and poses a bigger danger to Fury than even Deontay Wilder. Because previously Bob Arum was part of pushing this narrative that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury are head and shoulders above any other heavyweights in the division, and that there's nobody who could even come close to giving Tyson Fury a decent fight other than Wilder. But now, Bob Arum, overnight, since they've won this purse bid for Fury Whyte, he's completely changed this tune. You do have to laugh, but this is what you have to expect from promoters. Bob Arum said, Whyte has a great chance because he's a big, big puncher. He's a very rugged heavyweight, a very experienced heavyweight. If anything, he poses a bigger danger to Tyson than even Deontay Wilder did. It's also got a quote here from Tony Bellew, who said that Tyson Fury right now is the best heavyweight in the world. I think Alexander Usyk pushes him close, but the way he dealt with Deontay Wilder last time out, you can't say he's not number one. So anyway, as far as Bob Arum's comments, is there any truth to it? Yeah, he slagged off Dillian Whyte in the past, but is he telling the truth now? Because he's going to have to, well, promote the guy, right? He's promoting a fight, but Dillian Whyte is part of the fight. So he has to build Dillian Whyte up as well as building Fury up to get people to want to purchase the pay-per-view. Apparently it's going to be pay-per-view in the States as well as pay-per-view in the UK. And if he were to downplay the threat that Dillian Whyte poses, then people will be less likely to buy the fight. But how much of a threat does Dillian Whyte pose? Is he really more dangerous than Deontay Wilder? Dillian Whyte is more dangerous in certain areas than Wilder. He's better at certain things than Deontay Wilder is. He's certainly a better inside fighter. He's certainly got a better left hook. He's certainly a better counterpuncher. He certainly has, I would say, a better boxing brain. He is a more sneaky fighter in many instances than Deontay. Wilder can be sneaky with the right hand too. Don't get it twisted. He can be sneaky with that shot. But overall, Dillian Whyte is, I would say, a bit more sneaky. He's also a better body puncher than Deontay Wilder. So there are several areas, actually, where Dillian Whyte is better and more dangerous than Deontay Wilder. But Wilder's right hand, and it's not just the power of the right hand, it's the speed of it. It's the distance that he can cover with that right hand in a split second. That one trick, as Paulie Malignaggi called it, right? Might be a one-trick pony, but it's a hell of a trick. That one trick has been enough to defeat many fighters that were more skilled than him all round. Like, for example, Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz is better than Deontay Wilder in many areas. But Wilder's one tremendous, incredible, hell of a trick, that great right hand he has, was enough to beat Luis Ortiz both times. And it's not just the right hand, of course. Deontay Wilder has some level of boxing ability. He's a big, tall guy, athletic, fast, awkward, rangy. So it's more than just the right hand, but that's the only thing about his game that's really exceptional, is the power and speed, the overall quality of that straight right hand. Because I can talk about the power and speed and the way he throws it and how sneaky he is with it. He has a knack for landing it. I talk about all that. But rather than doing that, let me just say the overall quality of his right hand is tremendous. It's elite. Yeah. Dillian Whyte, does he have anything on that level? His left hook is very good. It's not as good as Deontay Wilder's right hand overall. It's not as prolific. Can I say it's not as powerful? I can't say that. I don't know. I've never been hit, thankfully, by Dillian Whyte's left hook or Deontay Wilder's right hand to be able to compare. And if I was hit by them shots, I probably wouldn't be able to compare because, it's hard to compare when you don't remember anything about it, right? But, yeah. Whyte isn't as prolific with his left hook as Deontay Wilder is with his right hand. Certainly not if you look at past form. And for that reason, I would have to conclude that actually Dillian Whyte doesn't have anything in his arsenal that's as dangerous as Wilder's right hand. But because he's more versatile and because styles do make fights, it's possible, I guess, that he could be more dangerous for Tyson Fury than Deontay Wilder. I certainly think that if Tyson Fury approaches the Dillian Whyte fight with the same tactics that he used for the last two Wilder fights, I think he's going to have some issues with Dillian Whyte's counterpunching, with Dillian Whyte's left hook. I think he will have issues because these are things Deontay Wilder didn't possess. There are certain mistakes Tyson Fury makes that Deontay Wilder wasn't able to capitalize on because he isn't good enough in the areas required to be able to do so. Whereas Dillian Whyte is better in certain areas on the inside, defended against an oncoming fighter with counter punches and what have you. Dillian Whyte's better at these kind of things. He also has better upper body movement than Deontay Wilder. He knows how to handle himself in an inside situation better than Wilder does. Not like he's completely invulnerable in those situations. No, he got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin on the inside. But generally speaking, Dillian Whyte handles himself very well up close. Good left hook, right hands, slips and slides, rolls his body, and knows what to do. Deontay Wilder doesn't have them kind of skills. So again, if Tyson Fury plays into Dillian Whyte's strengths, then he's going to find himself in some difficulties. But Tyson Fury is a very, very smart fighter, and he will know that Dillian Whyte has certain strengths that he shouldn't be playing into. I'm going to assume anyway, because he has been in the ring with Dillian Whyte multiple times in sparring back in the days. So I think he'll be aware of what Whyte is good at and what he needs to watch out for, and tailor his game plan and his tactics accordingly. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about what Bob Arum said here.